Shalom, Markion. Shalom, Markion. Hey, Kal Halal Yahweh by Hashim Yahushua by Hashim Kakadash. Give honors to the apostles and elders that teach well and rule well. And peace to you brothers out there that's been kicking his word, sincerity, also in truth. You know, living in America has really turned us into some very low level people. You know, our sense of community is only reactionary to the oppressor. Um, our women are out of order. Our men are out of order. Our children are out of order. You know, we're living in a time to where, you know, foreseeing a future for the Israelites, which are you so-called Negro, Latino, or Native Americans, seems uh, very bad, if you will. And that's because we're living in a very foul situation. We're living under the rulership of the son of perdition, you know, and so in all facets of life, uh, we're becoming uh, degenerates, if you will. Now, I have the American Heritage College Dictionary, and I want to look up that word, degenerate. Um, you know, sometimes it's good when you're studying to use tools like this, you know, as a way to understand the scriptures more, or even words versus, you know, going on the internet, things like that. Because when you got to physically look it up, it sticks with you. So that's, you know, something I wanted to bring out too, and me doing a sit down. Sometimes it's good to use these books, brothers, to get to these words and tour, really tour like our forefathers did. So this is that word degenerate, and it's an adjective. It says have a decline, as in function or nature, from a former or original state, having fallen to an inferior or undesirable state, especially mentally or morally. And that's what you see here in America. We have a decline mentally and morally because of the leader. And it says that in Proverbs, as the leader is, so are the people. And you see, we're under the rulership of some very foul, very disgusting group of people, which are Edomites. And these Edomites that perpetuated lewdness on the earth. You know, everything is readily available. You know, sexual immorality, pornos, you know, dating sites, things of that nature. All that is set up for you to follow out the lust of the flesh. Homosexuality is pushed here, transgenderism, bestiality, you know, and that has corrupted a lot of our people's minds, man, because, you know, you have a lot of our people that are engaged in these blue acts. See what I'm saying? So this is second Esdras 5 and 51. He answered me and said, ask a woman that beareth children, and she shall tell thee. Say unto her, wherefore, like it are not thy womb, they whom thou hast now brought forth, like those that were before, but less of stature. And she shall answer thee, they that be born in the strength of youth are one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age, when the womb filleth, are otherwise. Consider thou therefore also how that ye are less of stature than those that were before you. And I can even attest to that. You know, my father, I had the privilege of growing up with a father in the house, and you know, I remember how manly my uncles were, and also my father. They had a very you know, get over mentality and move forward mentality. You know, but you know, it's even my generation. You know, we're very consumed with, you know, our looks and things of that nature. You know, being cute, if you will. You know, man, you know, Well, now that I grew up around, they were more so about taking care of their family, and so you have a very narcissistic way of living here, man. You know, and also physically speaking, man, look at these children, that's growing up nowadays, man. The weak, frail, fat. Looking at these kids, they're just fat as hell, man. Why is that? Because the earth is failing. Man are in a very degenerate stage, if you will, and that's chiefly because of who's ruling over us, which I once said before, are Edomites, and also because our people aren't ruling, because we're not following after, because we didn't, and we're not following out the will and the way of the Heavenly Father. So this world is upside down. You see, uh, verse 55, and so are they that come after you, less than ye, as the creatures which now begin to be old and have passed over the strength of youth. Then said I, Lord, I beseech thee, if I find favor in thy sight, show thy servant by whom thou visitest thy creature. That's what we're doing. How by Shimi Shai has revealed unto us the end game, man. We know that it's going to be a lot worse out here, you know, a lot worse out here. And it's, rightfully so, because this place has been ruled in decadence, in filth, and the people are totally backwards, you see. But hey, at the same time, the water Yahweh by Yeshua Yahushua by Yeshua Papadas was sending his son because he sent his son for us, you know, those that are sick. And you better believe it, brothers, that we are sick. We are sick. The food that we eat is defiled. The, how we cleanse ourselves, these various soaps and washing detergents, defiled. The clothes that we wear is defiled. The air that we breathe is defiled. I was watching one documentary. You had I forget what chemical it is. It's just floating around from this one factory, just floating around, and we are consuming it. Oh, just recently there was a chemical fire in Houston, and I want to say there was a certain chemical starting with a B. Forgive me, brothers, I don't want to misquote it. Uh, Benzene, I want to say, that was actually in the atmosphere. People were told to, when they go home, make sure that your windows are down. You know, and that's just a small way in which we're defiled, man. So all this is has a weighs on our spirit, you know, and quite frankly, it turns us into monsters, into degenerates. You see, so it's very important that Yahweh Shai send his son, Yahweh Shai was sent, excuse me, to save us out of this hellhole, man. You know, so this grace of ours is a beautiful thing because we was given it by the Heavenly Father, man. We had an answer, we had a solution to life, and we have a certain code in which we're supposed to conduct ourselves. A lot of people out there, they just living their lives, you know, as basically beasts, brute beasts. Okay, so this is Matthew uh 9. Start at 12. I have some scriptures written down also. I just want to try to abide by. Point is in 12. So this is Matthew 9. And you know what? I'll start at 1. Matthew 9 and 1. And he entered into a ship and passed over and came into his own city. And behold, they brought to him a man sick of the palsy, which means he was paralytic, lying on a bed, and Yahweh Shai seeing their faith, and said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, be of good cheer, thy sins be forgiven. And behold, certain of the scribes said within themselves, This man blaspheming. Yahweh Shai, knowing their thoughts, said, Wherefore think ye evil in your hearts? For whether it is easier to say, Thy sins uh, be forgiven thee, or to say, Arise and walk. But that he may know that the Son of Man had power on earth to forgive sins. Then said he to the sick and to the palsy, Arise, take up thy bed and go unto thy house. And he arose and departed to his house. So right there, you had it to where Yahweh Shai healed the sick man, and he did that to us spiritually. You know, at one point in time in our life, we was committing all types of sins, man. Committing adultery, selling drugs to our people. You see what I'm saying? All types of abominations. We were paralytic and spiritually speaking, totally filthy. But we Howard Shah came, and because we had that belief, he forgave us of our sins, and we became new creatures again. You see? In fact, let me grab it in Romans 4th chapter. Now, this is Romans 12:1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercy of the Most High, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, acceptable unto the Most High, which is a reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good, that acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. That's right. So now that we have received this beautiful knowledge, what do we should do when we're and, lead other people to their wedding, if you will. And we're supposed to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. And that's a beautiful thing that was given to us by who? By Yahweh Shah. The same way that as that paralytic was healed, from his sickness, a palsy, we're being healed mentally and also physically. You have brothers out there that's dealing with ailments, and they're being healed with the knowledge of the scriptures, man. Brothers might have mental illnesses, to where they have mood swings, anxiety, and things of that nature. Well, you got brothers out there that's into the herb, and they're able to heal a brother by doing vids, man. That's a beautiful thing, you know. In the world, we would have been diagnosed with depression, things of that nature, and had to get on all types of pills that have us bugged out. But because we're in this truth, the Most High gave us that natural way, if you will, to heal ourselves, man. See? So again, Yahweh Shai, he came for the sick. He came for us. There's people out there, the people out there that are, you know, that are sickly, if you will, just like he did in the scriptures. Okay? And let's see. I was in chapter 9. I started verse 8, Matthew 9:8. But when the multitude saw it, they marveled and glorified the Most High, which had given such power unto men. And as Yahushua passed forth from thence, he saw a man named Matthew sitting at the receipt of custom. And he said unto him, Follow me. And he arose and followed him. Now, that receipt of custom, when you look it up, it goes into a tax office. And I had some commentary on a book on that particular passage on verse. This is the King James Study Bible. Now, I recommend that you brothers get a study Bible, just for further education. They have a lot of historical facts and things of that nature that could be beneficial, and also it could bring forth a lot of clarity on the sentence of the scriptures, man. So I'll go to Matthew 9 for 9 for you guys, because this is a very interesting passage here. And it states here, Matthew 9, in a commentary, it says, let's see here, Matthew, also called Lehi, an apostle, was by occupation a tax collector. He seems to have been an agent of Herod Antipas. Now we know who Herod Antipas is. He was son of Herod the Great, which were Edomites, right? Stationed at Capernaum to collect revenue on goods passing between Damascus and the Mediterranean ports. Tax collectors or publicans were despised by the Jews and regarded as the lowest of the sinners. They were so here you is you had somebody who was a a a uh, a publican, right? Or a tax collector. He was hated by his own people. You see, hey, that could cause all types of mental problems, man. And also, you had it to where these various tax collectors, more than likely, they were probably looking at their own people crazy, like, man, look at y'all. You know, they were more than likely Gentiles, or Hellenists. Yeah, so people out there who knew that they were Jews, you know, they looked down on somebody who knew that they were uh, 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 they were a Jew, but were committing apostasy. That word apostasy means, to go away from your original faith or religion. You see, so they pay. So you see, these various publicans will look down on them, right, and they're seen as traitors. You see, and a lot of them, quite frankly, were. Okay, they were perceived as extortionists and even as traitors since they served Rome. See that? So when Yahushua called him, Matthew, he immediately obeyed. For early times, the churches has regarded Matthew as the author of the first gospel, Matthew, which we read now. You see? So when Matthew heard the word of Yahushua, he immediately put down everything and followed him. That's a healing, man. Because you have a lot of our people out there that try to act like these other various nations. In support, you ever seen somebody that was dating a so-called white girl? All of a sudden he likes rodeos. He likes cowboy. I'm talking from my experience down here. He likes country music or rock now. All of a sudden, totally going off and going away from what he was born or his original culture, which black culture ain't nothing, but just for argument's sake. You see, that's a sickness. That's a mental sickness because that person is preferring, or he thinks that so-called white people are the people to mimic. You see, and so that's a mental illness, man. To prefer uh, uh, somebody who has been oppressing you for years, or Edomites, if you will, over your own people. But here you had Matthew, you see, who was seen as a traitor, extortion, and things of that nature. What did he do? He dropped everything and started following Yahushua. It's a beautiful thing. Okay? Check to see if anybody's on the comment boards. Look like some brothers on the comment board. Shalom, my brothers. Roar Seed, Psalms 34 and 18. Yahweh by Yeshua Ashai is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite heart. That's right, man. That word, hey, that's important. The Most High is looking for man with a contrite heart, man, and that's why, uh, you know, Matthew was able to drop everything as soon as he heard the word and follow the Lord, man. See what I'm saying? And just for edification, I wanted to look up that word contrite, because that's a very good precept, and I thank you, my brother. Real talk. Look up that word contrite. Now, this is a Strong's exhaustive concordance, and this I recommend that brothers get this, because a lot of times you have these uh various concordance on your phone, but it really doesn't give the full definition of something. See what I'm saying? So when you have this, it goes into a little bit more detail sometimes. You see? And sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes when I use like the Mansour things of that nature, the Mansour that I have more descriptive definition. So, but just for edification, it's like I said, it's good sometimes to use these type of tools, man. That word contrite, and I'll look it up for you guys now. Here. Right. Right. Bear with me, brothers. See, that's the thing by using these type of tools. You gotta really, really, really look. So it says right there. I found it for you guys. I'm ready to turn around. That's Psalms 34 is 1793, and we'll go to the back and we'll find 1793. 1793. Keep going. 1793. 1793. 1793. That word there is the ka, the ka, the ka, the ka. Not ka, but the ka. And it states crushed, contrite, dust, contrite, destruction. And that's what the Most High is looking for, man. The Most High is looking for somebody who's crushed in the heart or the mind, man. Somebody who's looking for change. You see what I'm saying? Sick and somebody that's like that. A person, the world will call that person sick, because you're esteeming to want more, man. Same thing like that paralytic. He had so much faith that he had somebody grab him and take him to where Yahushua was, man. He was tired of his situation. And that's the same thing that's the same spirit that we had. We were tired of our situation. We wanted change, man. You see, we were searching, and we found, our path in various ways, whether it be, by our relatives or even the internet, man, which is a tool that was set up by Yahweh by Yahushua. You know, that's who the Most High is looking for. He looking for somebody who's tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired. You see, the water for that sit down, that verse, my brother. Now, let's go to First Timothy 1 and 15. First Timothy 1 and 15. And it states, this is a faithful saying and worthy of our acceptance, that Yahushua Mashiach came into the world to save sinners, of whom I am chief. Now who was saying this? Well, this is Paul saying this. Paul he described himself as a chief sinner. Why is that? Because he was a murderer, man. He was killing. He wasn't killing, Edomites. He was killing his own people. And for you to have that mindset, knowing that you're Israelite, gotta be sick in the head. Be willing to, you know what, I'm gonna kill these people because they don't believe in what I believe in. You know, and to think that you're doing it out of righteousness. You're breaking a law because people are saying, because various people are saying that you don't have to keep the law anymore, right? And you have to follow this man who they call Yahweh Shah. See, so you're willing to break the law to kill your own people because those people are saying that you don't have to keep the law. You gotta be sick in the head to think that. Man. But Paul was saved by who? Yahweh Shah. He was taught by who? Yahweh Shah himself, man. You see? That's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? He laid down his life for us. For his people out there that are crushed, man. And you look at our people, you know, in a broad sense, we are indeed crushed, man. We are indeed destroyed, like it said there. What's it, Kaya? You know, we are indeed those that we have been destroyed, you know, by the system, totally beat down. And if you don't believe me, simply go to War Star Hip Hop. You see all types of manners of wickedness, you know. But again, call Allah Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, sending his son to redeem us, man, to get us out of this hellhole, and to give his man the solution. And with that solution, what are we to do? Live it. Live the solution, brothers. Live the solution that we was given. That's beautiful, man. You know? Let's go to Psalms 53, and I go through 1 through 8. We check the comment boards. Hey, Shalom. Shalom, Elder Zaquanium. Shalom. Brother GMS Army of 144. GMS live and direct H-Time. Shalom, my brother. Good to see you. Let's go to Psalms, Isaiah, excuse me, 53. Now, this is Isaiah 53, starting at 1. Who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of Yahweh revealed? The arm of Yahweh, what does that mean? It's going to the power of the Lord, right? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant and as a root out of a dry ground. He hath no form, no comeliness, and when he shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. And who is this talking about? Well, this is talking about Yahweh Shah. He is their root. And just for edification, we go to Isaiah 11? Yes. Isaiah 11 and 1. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. Again, Yahweh Shah was prophesied to come out of the root of Jesse. You see, that's who that's talking about. You see, and the spirit of Yahweh shall rest upon him, the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge, and the fear of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, and shall make him a quick understanding in the Lord, in the fear of Yahweh, and he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearings of his ear. And what is he going to do when he returns? Let's jump to verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall set his hand again, second time, to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. You see that? And he shall set up in ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather them together to disperse Judah from the four corners of the earth. That's what you see going on now, brothers. The Most High is getting his elect from the four corners of the earth. You see, and how is he doing so with that root or that rod of Jesse? Yahushua. You see, and in these various captivities or these various lands, you know, the Lord's people, they're not following they're not following after the will of the Heavenly Father. See, but when this knowledge came, you know, those dry bones became alive, brothers. The sick began to be healed, and we're in that process of now being healed. That ultimate restoration is going to be the kingdom, but we're in that process now. You see, we're in the process now, brothers, of becoming truly healed, and it's starting with this word. So call Allah again, man. Call Allah how about Shah, brothers. Go back to us, Isaiah 53 and verse 1. Who hath believed our report, and to whom is the arm of the Lord revealed? For he shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He hath no form nor comeliness. And when he shall see him, and when we shall see him, it's like there is no beauty that we shall desire him. He is despised and rejected of man, and a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And we had hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. So when the Lord came, and he was despised, man. And he didn't have to do that. He could have allowed them to set him up as a king. There's accounts in the scripture to where they wanted to set Yahweh up as a king, and he could have won. He could have been, you know, chilling in Rome or Jerusalem at that time. But he understood that he had a mission. That mission at that given time was for him to be disliked by his own people. Man. You see, we're coming in that same stead. So it may seem like, you know, we're losing, you know, they're losing the fight, but in fact, you know, everything's going according to plan, brothers. We're supposed to be disliked by the world. They talk about that in John the 7th chapter. You see, but again, that's a part of the healing process. Like working out, you know, when you first get back working out, you're gonna be sore, you're gonna be uncomfortable at night. But that's your muscles getting stronger, and that's what's happening to us. We're getting stronger in the spirit. See what I'm saying? Verse 4. Surely he had borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we did not esteem him stricken, smitten of the Lord, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities. Chastisement of our peace was upon him, man, bro. And with his stripes we are healed. So with Yahushua coming back and making himself a servant and making himself a lamb, if you will, you know, for our sins, man. You know, we're healed, man. And he didn't have to do that, you know. So we have to be very thankful in this thing for us, man. You see, if we have this knowledge, you know, a certain way that we should be walking in our meekness and humility. Because the Most High didn't have to give us this knowledge and this wisdom. You see what I'm saying? That common voice. Yep. Come. Verse 6. And we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way. But Yahweh hath laid on him the iniquities of us all. It's like a sheep that was gone astray without a shepherd. That's what the state of our people in, man. We're in without Yahweh Shai returning. Now that he came back, the understanding of the logos that talks about that in John 1 and 1, the logos of the Heavenly Father. Just for edification, y'all brothers should look that up. See, was bestowed unto us, man. You see, and we were given that understanding to wake up our people. But it started with who? Yahweh Shai. You see, laying down his life. See what I'm saying? He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before his shearers is dumb, he opened not his mouth. He was taken from prison and from judgment. And who shall declare his generation? For he was cut off out of the land of the living. For the transgression of my people was he stricken, and he made his grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, because he had done no violence, neither was any deceit in his mouth. That's right. So Yahweh Shai died innocent, righteous man for our transgressions. See, that was his whole purpose, to bring back the remnant to the Heavenly Father, the elect to the Heavenly Father. Now I get one more scripture and get out your brother's way. Go back to Matthew, the 9th chapter. Now this is Matthew 9, and I'll start at 27. Matthew 9 and 27. These are some examples of Yahweh Shai healing the sick. Matthew 9 and 27. And when Yahweh Shai departed thence, two blind men followed him, crying and saying, "Thou son of David," son of David, the root of Jesse, right? We just talked about that in Isaiah the 11th chapter. Remember, brothers, have mercy on us. And when he was coming to the house, the blind man came to him, and Yahweh Shai said unto them, "Believe ye that I am able to do this?" They said unto him, "Yea, Lord." Then touched he the eyes, saying, "According to your faith, be it unto you." And their eyes were open, and Yahweh strictly charged them, saying, "See that no man know it." But they, when they were departed, spread abroad his fame into all the countries. And that's us. We were once blind, you know. Not saying that he didn't literally do that, because he did do that. He did heal those various men. But that's similar to our situation, you know. We didn't understand the will of the Heavenly Father, man. You see? But when we began to understand, what did we do? Well, we spread the gospel or the good news to our people. You see? We were blind, man. You know? Verse 32. As they went out, behold, they brought to him a dumb man possessed with a devil. And when the devil was cast out, the dumb spake, and the multitudes marveled, saying, "It was never so seen in Israel." That's right. So right there, you had it to where man that was considered dumb or retarded, if you will, he was healed by the Heavenly Father. See, that's happening in this truth, man. You know, there's accounts of a brother who couldn't even read. He would be considered retarded, mentally retarded. He's reading now, man, in the truth. You see, so he was healed by this word. Okay, so I want to say the point was made. You know, the Most High did a beautiful thing by sending His Son here to heal us. We should be thankful. And how we, you know, we show that we're thankful is conducting ourselves in humility, being a brother, and also doing the work of the evangelist, man, going out there and spreading the gospel or the good news of Yahweh by Yeshua HaMashiach. We're going to give praises to Yahweh by Yeshua HaMashiach and double honors to the apostles that there were well, and peace to and blessings to you brothers out there. Let's keep words, sincerity, also, and truth. Shalom.